After what felt like a very long season of chasing winter steelhead, I have been thinking more and more about trout fishing and new ways to go about it. Because I have been spending so much time learning as much as I can about two-handed, or as some people call it, spey casting, it's led me to want to try out more trout spey fishing. On a recent trip with my brother and his almost 6-year-old son Virgil, we hit one of our favorite local rivers so they could search for trout with nymphs and I could try something new. Not being in a place financially where I could purchase a new rod and reel, I decided to try out a setup that a friend had recommended and to test the waters, so to say, and see if I wanted to dive deeper into the world of trout spey. I took an old Ross reel and lined it with a purpose-built Rio trout spey line and used that in combination with a 9-foot, 6-weight sage rod that has a fighting butt. The goal was to kind of go through the motions and see if this was an avenue worth exploring, but also to use gear that I already had. Being the fact that it's early spring, the local rivers are pretty high from runoff and make for some not only tricky fishing, but for some tricky wading. We still managed to find a few spots to try out in our limited amount of time that we had on the water. Of course I love fishing with my brother, but to spend time with Virgil as he grows up and to watch him as a young fly angler is pretty special for me. Both my brother and I started fishing at a pretty young age, and I truly believe that the time we spent outdoors and in nature when we were young helped to shape us into the people we are today. I hope that he continues to learn and develop his fly fishing chops, and would happily look forward to the day when he outfishes his dad and his uncle. Like any good parent, my brother doesn't force it on him. So if he chooses to keep going with it, it'll be up to him. I feel like in this day and age where adults are in a constant battle with what their kids consume and with managing screen time, this will definitely be a challenge. But luckily, Virgil has a lot of good influence and parenting in his life and happens to live near some epic fly fishing water. Time will tell. Though how did it all turn out with the Makeshift Trout Spey setup? I'd say that for the most part it was a success. Nymphing was the most productive method for the day, and we managed to catch just enough fish to satisfy the itch. I can definitely see where having an actual bottom hand grip instead of a fighting butt will pay off, and I can see where having a rod designed for the job will make casting a bit easier. But at the end of the day, this setup fit my budget, was fun to use, and definitely did better than I had expected. The best part is that I now have a new way of fly fishing to look forward to learning, and a new setup to start saving for. We'll see you again next time. Thanks for coming along for the journey. Cheers.